I'm Kirk Johnson. I'm president of the BMW Motorrad Club of Northern Illinois. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change the oil on an F650 GS. This is the single cylinder model, and it's just an oil change, so it's can't be too hard, right? Well, it's a BMW, so they're built motorcycles weird. So you gotta remove panels. You don't really have to remove this side panel. I'm doing some other service on this bike as well, which will be noted in some other videos, hopefully. And anyways, but you have to be able to access the oil filter, which is right down here. It's going to be located right underneath this panel here. So you're going to have to pull off. It's a good idea to pull off this chain case cover here, and then be able to access this. And then I'll stick something in here so the oil can come out. But going over to the other side of the bike, you definitely have to remove this side panel. And you do that by just removing the screws. There's one little pull thing here. You pop this out. There's a screw that's up underneath here. Anyways, you pull these. Just pull this side panel off so you can expose the reservoir tank. And then come down here, we're going to have to remove the engine guard. So I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to do that off camera so we can get down here. So I can get all the way down into here and get the sump bolt out, so I can drain the engine out of oil. It's a good idea to have the engine warmed up. This bike has not been warmed up. I'm going to drain it anyway. This bike has actually been sitting for a couple of years without running. So if all the oil isn't drained to the bottom of that thing by now, well, it's got to be some really bad oil. Anyway, I'm going to get to it. So starting off here at the oil reservoir, I'm going to make sure our cap is loose. We have to loosen this plug. This is going to drain. We're going to drain this tank first, so that way it doesn't have to travel all the, if you got a lot of oil in there, it's not going to travel all the way through the engine. You're not going to be waiting half the day here. So we're just going to break that loose, not going to pull it out yet. Okay, now we're going to take that one off. We just need to be able to take this tank off the side and then tilt it so it will drain out. You pull these clips off. Okay, and then the tank should be able to move off here. Don't lose the washers. Okay, so we just want to be able to tip it so that we can get it to drain out. Get your pan ready. And then pull this plug out, take the cap off, let air into it, and just drain this thing out. And that's pretty thick oil. There we go. Obviously, if it's warm, it's going to drain a lot quicker than. I would have to say this bike was a little low on oil, but not a big deal. Oh, there's some more. All right. Put our washers back on. Clips. snug everything back up. Alright, next we put the drain pan underneath the bike and pull the drain plug out. And here's your drain plug. I'll get a breaker bar on it. Those there are on there pretty darn tight. I don't think I want to be pulling in that direction. Let me do this from the other side. If I pull from the direction I'm going, I may pull it off the center stand, and that would not be cool. That will get me hurt. There we go. Just pull it out and let her drain. So if you go and get your oil change kit from BMW, you're going to get a box, and it's a whole kit. And really not that bad of a deal, I guess. Although Arschlock the pig should probably be squeezed anyway. You got a filter here, which I'll show you how to put that in. And it comes with a little bag of the washers and the O-ring that goes around the cover for the filter. So take your new washer out of here, the large copper one. Replace it, and then reinstall this. Reinstall the plug back into the bike. When you reinstall that, the torque value is 40 Newton meters, which, as everybody knows, is 29.5 foot-pounds. So 29.5 foot-pounds. So over here on the right side of the bike, this is the cover for the oil filter. This wire right here that comes down, hopefully you can see it in the picture. If not, well, it's there. It is a wire that goes, this is the neutral switch wire. You need to pull that out of its moorings, just kind of pull that away. Because you don't really want oil dripping on, draining all over the thing if you can avoid it. Don't worry, it'll go back. So we'll loosen this one up here. This is the, it's like a jump clip for if your bike ever dies, you can, it's a good grounding point. So we're going to take this one out. And the reason I'm going to take it out is because I'm having a hard time. I can't get my little cardboard cutout in there. Okay. So now, take a piece of cardboard, or, you know, just the post office is really nice to let me use this. So, I just kind of make a channel here. So when the oil comes out, it's going to drain off into my pan down below. You can't see it, but it's down there. Crack these loose. And expect a mess. It probably is going to turn into a mess here, but that's the way it is. I'm too cheap to go out and buy that $65 stinking BMW tool to change these. So this bike's been sitting for a very long time, so there might not be a whole heck of a lot of oil that comes out of this thing. But yours, if you were running it and you had it all warmed up, this thing's going to be pretty still full of oil. Just trying to do this without knocking my little tunnel here out. Alright, there it goes. So here's the filter right inside here. Just pull the filter out. Just throw that into your pan. And you can just wipe out the rest of the oil that's inside there. That way it doesn't sit there dripping all over your engine. Get your little cover, clean that up. And you pull off this O-ring that's on here, the old O-ring. Discard that. Should be using the new one that came with the kit. Alright. Get the O-ring out of here. New one on. Got our new filter. And put it back together. I believe these get torqued down to 10 Newton meters. Now with the rest of with all the plugs, everything torqued down to where it's supposed to go, we got to fill up this oil reservoir up here where the gas tank normally is. Anyway, fill this up with 2 quarts of oil, run the engine for about 30 seconds to a minute so that the oil gets sucked out of it and into the sump again, and then put in another 0.3 quarts to bring it up to the proper level. This particular model has a dipstick on it. Some models have a sight glass up here in the front, and then while it's warmed up to operating temperature and the engine's off, just check your oil. Make sure you check it often. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. Please check out our other videos as well as our club, the BMW Motorrad Club of Northern Illinois. Thanks a lot.